Hello and welcome to Splitting Up Together. Today's focus will be straddles. We will also do regular splits. If you are joining for the first time or the manyth time, go ahead and be sure you have some blocks if you have them. You can also use anything shaped like this that can support the weight of your foot. Additionally, you can go ahead and bring a strap of any kind, and it's best if it's not too stretchy. So you could even use a belt, which you could loop through the buckle to wrap around your foot if you need it. All right, let's just see quickly who's here. Hi, Emily. Hello. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I have a yoga mat. Also, if you have a wooden floor and you have socks, that's really helpful. If you don't have a wooden floor but you have a piece of cardboard, paper plate is ideal. I don't know if you have a paper plate in your house, but if you have a piece of cardboard you could slide your foot along the carpet with, go ahead and grab that. That might be really nice as we go into some of these exercises. But let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start in an externally rotated squat. So that means that my feet are going to be turned out about 45 degrees. My knees are going to bend right over my toes. Most important is that you don't turn your feet out so much that you hurt your knees by going like this. So if your feet have to go in further so that your toes can fall right over the knees, be sure you do that. Okay, so we're going to go to our nice wide externally rotated squat. You can have your hands on your hips to remind you to keep your body totally vertical. Just go down as far as you can, staying vertical. As you go up, you're going to squeeze your glutes. Squeezing your external rotators, which is going to be, you're going to find them in the back of your legs and in your butt. That's going to open your legs up to the side. So we're just going to start warming these muscles up by doing some gentle squats here. Really squeezing at both the bottom and the top. So at the bottom, squeeze open, up, squeeze in, squeeze open. Yeah, so it keeps us really active. All right, awesome. Welcome to everyone who's joining. Happy to see you. Okay, so we're going to go to the bottom of our squat. We're going to hang here for a while. So now, if this already feels like a lot, just stick with this. If you want to go on, you can practice lifting your toes up one at a time. The goal of this is to keep your hips low. So you want to keep your hips at the same level as we go. Yeah, you should feel a nice fire in those thighs and your glutes. If you notice your knees are buckling forward or your torso is pitching forward, turn those feet in just a little bit so you can stay in line. All right, we're going to go to the bottom. We're going to go 2 legs at once if you can. For 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Stay down, and now squeeze up. Good, come all the way up onto your toes. Just going to balance for a moment. All right, we're going to go back down. We're going to do that again. All right, here we go. You pick your variation. We go down, and 1, and 2. Think about your heels pushing forward, and 4, and 5. This time you can stay on your toes if you feel, and squeeze up tall. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to go down to our toes. We're going to lift our heels off. We're going to try to keep our body vertical. We're going to lift up from here. Squeeze at the top. And keep those heels lifted. Keep those knees pushing back. Body vertical and squeeze. Let's do 5 like that. And down. And up. Wherever you want. Put your hands to remind your hips to stay vertical. Sorry, neutral. It's great. And up. 2 more. And down. And up. Last one. And down. And up. Good. Shake that out. Hopefully quads are feeling a little bit awake. Rotators. Hi everyone who's joining. Nice to see you all. All right. Since I don't know all of you, if you have any injuries you need to take care of, please be mindful, go at your own pace, and if you have questions, you can DM me afterwards. I can field a few questions through here, but I'll try to give a lot of modifications. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down into the same squat that we've been in. And now we're going to inch our foot out just a little further. So it's a little bit wider than we're comfortable with. I'm going to shift my weight onto one side. Again, push that knee back, yeah, and keep my body upright. So I have this little uneven lunge, and then switch to the other side. And switch. So try to keep my hips level like I'm just ice skating here. Yeah. Really push those knees back. And as you go, try to inch your feet out further and further. All right, we're getting deeper into these stretches now. You're doing great, I'm sure. Squeezing, lengthening. Yeah, so only go down as far as you can. Safely keep your knees over your toes. I am not buckling my knee over this way. I'm keeping it at about 90 degrees here. That makes it an even deeper stretch and a safer stretch. Okay, go ahead and place your hands on the floor. Place your hips on the floor and have a seat. Shake that out for a moment. Okay, we're gonna go in. We're gonna come in from the bottom. We're gonna do those same lunges. Now we're gonna go a little deeper. So, just some things to take note of. Be sure your knee's not going over like this. What happens is that you cut out a huge part of the stretch, and you're also more at risk for putting your knee in a weird alignment. So we wanna just stack it nicely over our toe. Imagine if you had a string hanging from your knee, it would drop right down to your second toe, not falling forward. Yeah? Okay, so we're gonna go out into this wider stance, and ideally, you wanna stay upright. You can use your blocks to help you if you need. Yeah, so what you can do is you can shift side to side, just using your blocks as little arm extenders. Yeah, so now we're going a little deeper than before. If you don't need your blocks, just go ahead and find your balance here. Really squeeze those glutes as you hit the bottom of every stretch. And also in the middle the whole time, basically just rotate, rotate, rotate. Good. All right, go ahead and hang out on one side. I'm on my left side, you could be on either side. I'm gonna take my elbow into my knee and push it back. Again, if I'm not that low, I can use my blocks to stay upright and just actively try to push this back, yeah? Cool, so go ahead and squeeze that back. Push, push, push. Hello everyone who's just joining. Welcome to Splitting Up Together. We're doing straddles first. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Just go ahead and push that knee back. Lengthen through your extended leg. And try to pull that body up to vertical. I'm sure you're doing great. Thanks for sticking with it. Awesome. Go ahead and fold out of that gently. Is that Emily? Hi. Doing some straddles. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and level up these squats a little bit. So if those squats at the beginning were enough, already felt like a huge burn, stick with that. If you're ready to go on, we're gonna go down and lift, and down and lift. So now, I'm gonna show this from the side. You can go ahead and start, but take a look. What you really wanna do is think about rotating. So my legs are gonna come slightly in front of me. That's gonna be probably most people don't have perfect turnout. Even if you do, it's a little bit more beneficial to go slightly forward so you can really actively rotate it. Yeah? And go down as deep as you can, and then up. Find the balance. So finding the balance, we have to stabilize through our glutes of our standing leg and our core. Balance, down, balance. Cool. Stick with that if that's already a challenge. If you're ready to go on, we're gonna extend our legs. So we're gonna go down, we're gonna balance, extend, down, balance, extend. And now just to note, my leg is not directly to my side. Keep going if you're going. My hips are not tipping. My body is upright. We'll get to the tips later. And I'm just rotating from my leg. So I imagine my heel would go rotating forward every time. Yep, pivoting forward. So let's keep going. If you pause to take a look. And knee up, leg up. And knee up, leg up. And knee up, leg up. So my hips stay square. My knee only goes as high as I can. Lift it while keeping my hips mostly square. Yeah, so if my hips go out, it's a different exercise. Woo! Good. Up. And so this is my active flexibility, right? Actively squeezing, actively straightening. It's gonna help me find that. Good, shake that out. Okay, now, we have been doing a lot of upright stuff. Hi, Teddy. And yes, hello, hello. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna stay in that family of externally rotated splits. We're gonna go ahead and sit down on the floor in your straddle. If that's here for today, totally cool. If that's here for today, great. What you're gonna do is you're gonna look at your kneecaps. Hopefully they're facing the ceiling right now, or more. So now if we're gonna actively rotate, we're gonna try to put them looking behind us. So I'm rotating from my hips, I'm squeezing my butt, right? My external rotators in my glutes, and I'm gonna just pulse my legs back. I'm gonna show this from the side so you can see a little differently. I'll show this one leg. So you'll see my leg, kneecap is up, kneecap faces back. And so I'm just pulsing to neutral and then into that external rotation. And squeeze, and squeeze, and squeeze, and squeeze, 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 squeeze. Good. So you may notice if you're doing it right that your pelvis starts to want to shift forward. If that's the case, let's go ahead and shift deeper into it. Now we're in a deeper range of our split. Now we're gonna actively engage here. So squeeze your glutes and rotate, and rotate, and rotate, and rotate. My hands are doing my action of my hips, right? Pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. Yeah? Amazing. Okay, scooch a little deeper into that. We're just gonna go ahead for some side bends now that we're here, just to stay in this shape for a little while. So lift up tall. If it's hard for you to balance here, try to keep your hands in front of you. And if you need to use blocks to do that, do that. I prefer that than back because that changes the stretch a little bit. So keep your hands in front, use your blocks if you need to. And again, it's okay wherever your straddle is for today, just stick with that. Okay, we're gonna reach up to one side. My top arm is long and I'm just reaching as far side as I can. And then I'm tapping up and out of that. And so I touch the deepest part of my stretch and I pull out. I keep my hips grounded, so my hips will want to lift off, but I will fight that by extending through my leg that I'm reaching away from. Good, we're just gonna go back and forth a few times. Let's go for 10. Nice, keep it moving. 8, 9, and 8, and 7. Opening up through your lats as well. 6. Try to pivot your chest up towards the ceiling. 5. And 4, actively squeeze those legs open again. 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, now we're gonna go for a little bit more of an extended side stretch. If your straddle after being here for a minute feels nice and ready, you can scoot up and in. Now, if you need to use your blocks so that you can get this side stretch and think about pivoting your chest forward, that's great. If you can grab your toe, great. Make sure your chest pulls up towards the ceiling, doesn't face down towards the floor. That's okay, that's just a different stretch. All the way up and over. And now pivot your chest, look up at the ceiling, reach long. We're gonna stay here for a little bit. Keep breathing. Try to drive that opposite hip down by extending length through your leg. Maybe you can sink down a little lower. Twist up a little further. And gently come out of that. Notice one side of your body might feel a lot taller. Take a deep breath. We're going to go to the other side. Again, if your straddle feels like you can keep pushing into it, go a little deeper. All the way up to the other side. Long reach. Open up through your lats. If you can grab your foot, great. If you can twist towards the ceiling, great. If not, don't worry. Feel free to use your block. Keep breathing. Since we're stretching our ribs, deep breaths will actually increase the stretch, right? We're stretching our intercostal muscles, our lats, and our straddle. And gently come up and out of that. All right, we've been in the straddle for quite some time. Let's gently shake it closed, and we'll go for our next set of exercises. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to all who are here. Thanks for joining. We're going for straddles today. Okay, so your legs should feel pretty juicy after that warm up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do, I'm going to be, you can be either on hands or knees or you can use your blocks. But what you're going to do is we're just going to squeeze our leg up to the side, activate through our glutes, and back down. What's important here is that I'm not tipping my hips open, yeah, because that's going to be a little bit of a different exercise. We want to really isolate this hip, yeah? So just the leg moving in the socket, not the whole socket moving. And all we're gonna do is engage our core, lengthen to the top of our head, and lift and lower. We're gonna do 10 of these. And 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4. Keep those hips flat. And 3, and 2, and 1. Now we're gonna go to the other side, same exact thing. Engage your core, push the floor away, torso long, and we go 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5. Keep the hips square, and 4, and 3. Like someone could drink a cup of tea off of your pelvis. And 1. Okay. Take a second, wiggle that up. Next thing we're gonna do. If that already felt like a lot, you can just stick with that. If you want to add on, we're gonna go ahead. You're gonna extend your leg out to the side. Now, this time our leg is facing down. So my kneecap is facing forward. I'm just gonna squeeze and lift up here. Yeah, so guess what this is for? This is for your straddle balance, where you're leaning forward over your leg. You can see it, right? Great. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna squeeze and lift. Now, if you can't do that without shaking your whole body and feeling that your hips are no longer a perfect tea table, then go ahead and keep doing the other exercise that we just did. Let's go for a 10 on each side of this one. And nice and long, lifted, and squeeze, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Good, other side. I'm gonna scoot away from my wall. And we go. 10, and 9, and 8, and 7. Keep those hips square. 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Glutes should be on fire. These are the muscles that actively open your legs, so that's why we need to wake them up. Okay, now we have awakened the glutes. So let's go ahead and we're gonna do a little frog stretch. So this is what a frog stretch is. You're gonna go ahead and put your knees in line with your hips. You can use your blocks if this already feels like a lot. Otherwise, you're just gonna slowly slide down onto the floor. Yeah, if you don't go this far, don't worry, that's fine. If you are getting this far, go ahead and flatten out so that you can relax. Now, if your hips are basically touching the floor, you should move on to the next variation, which is the same thing, but with your legs out. Yeah, so we're gonna go into a flat split here. And then finally, if that is all too easy, go ahead and stick a block under each foot and do the same thing. We're gonna hold here for a little moment. Let me just get a timer really quickly. Hey, timer's not working. Let's go ahead and do it anyway. All right. So setting up, make sure those knees are in line with your hips if you're in your frog. Get your blocks ready to go. And we're gonna flip on over. Good. Just relaxing. Keep breathing into this. If you feel any sharp pain, come on out. If you notice that your hips are not in line with your heels, you might want to shift, yeah? So you might need to shift forward or back to go into the deepest part of that stretch. Just relaxing. You can let your torso be heavy if that's open to you. Drop the pelvis down. Gravity is doing a lot of the work for you. So now let's help gravity out. We're gonna squeeze our glutes. That's gonna smush our hips into the floor. It might be really alarming if you do it aggressively. You're gonna squeeze and you might tap the floor. You might not even be prepared for that, yeah? And just squeeze in. Amazing. Stay there for a few more seconds. Slowly roll up and out of that. Okay, I see some comments. I'm just gonna take a quick look. Oh, good. View Elvis. What amazing. Hi. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So now everyone, we're going on. So we just did middle split. We haven't done pancake yet so much. Well, we did actually. We're gonna go a little deeper now though. We haven't done the deeper version. So now if your straddle is here, that's fine. What you're gonna do is we're gonna extend long. So we wanna practice, show from the side, going with a flat back over and up. If your straddle is deeper than this, please go deeper. You might find it really hard to balance if you go to your deepest straddle and your straddle is flat. It just takes a lot more core work because the line is flat, so you don't have a little kickstand. So I actually have to make my straddle a little narrower so I can find this balance still. We're going to do 10 leans forward and up, okay? So just go as far as you can with the flat back and then come up, right? If you want to put a block here so you can feel that you touch down and then come up, that's great too. So here we go. We just did 2, so let's go ahead for 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Now, we're going to open it up a little deeper into our straddle. Yeah? Wherever that is for you. There's a big blustering windstorm outside here. And what you're going to do is you're just going to lean forward, keeping your knees facing the ceiling this time. Kneecaps facing the ceiling. We're going to walk our torso forward. Yeah, so if you can't go very far, that's okay. You can also rest on a block, no worries. If you can, let's go far, as deep as we can. All the way down, flattening out. Now, while we're here, keep those rotators going. So try to squeeze your glutes to make sure your kneecaps keep facing the ceiling. Deep, slow breaths, staying here for a few more seconds. We're just sinking into our pancake life. Cool, gently come up and out of that. Now, if that was easy, we're gonna add some blocks. Yeah? So you can actually play with this variation in a lot of different stages of your straddle, depending on your hamstring flexibility, your hip flexor mobility, all kinds of stuff. So what we're gonna first do is a little bit of active flexibility, and then we're gonna just chill in a pretty deep stretch. So I'm using my blocks. Let's put them on the flat setting for now. And we're gonna engage through my core. I'm gonna put my hands in front of me, and I'm gonna lift my feet over my blocks, whoop, and down, and up, and down. So you should feel a lot here. If the blocks are too high for you, you can use your imagination block and just go here, yeah? The goal is to open to a nice wide straddle at the end of each one. So it should be challenging. Don't worry if it is, you're doing it right. Okay, let's go for 10. See how they feel. On your marks, get set, and 10, and back, and 9, and back. And now here, I'm really rotating so my kneecaps face back. And 8, squeeze. So all those things we already practiced squeezing come into play now. And 7, and back, and 6, and back. If you can control the descent, please do. And 5, and back, and and 4, and back, and 3, and back. Almost there, you can do it. And 2, and back. Last one, and squeeze, and back. Good. Give your hip flexors a moment to just relax out of that. Now what we're gonna do, so if the pancake stretch that we did already was like way more than enough, just stay with that. If you wanna level it up or add some height, literally level it up, you're gonna go ahead and use your blocks. You can use them on any setting. It's gonna be harder to do if they're upright because of the balancing, but so I'm just putting them here. Yeah. And now I'm gonna try to fold forward with this kind of an oversplit, okay? All right, I'm gonna try to raise these up a hair. See if I can balance them. But yeah, go ahead and sink into that. Good. And just folding forward and relaxing wherever you are. And wherever you are, you're going to practice driving your heels into the blocks or the floor. So this could be the exact same stretch we just did. That's okay. If you're using the blocks, drive your legs down into the blocks. It's going to be a lot of pressure. Push, 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 push. And then relax and sink deeper. Cool. Drive down, 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 down. And then relax. Okay, what we're gonna do now is, wherever you are, you're gonna lift up tall through your core. You're gonna stay where you are. Hands in front if anything, not behind. If you still have your feet on the floor, that's great. What you're gonna do if you have your feet on the floor is you're gonna try to lift them off the floor just lightly. If you have your feet in the blocks, you're gonna try to lift them off the blocks, and we're gonna try to hold for 10 seconds. All right, here we go. On your marks, get set, and 10, 9, 8, keep them up, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Cool. So I like to blend active and passive flexibility so that we have the muscle strength we need to lift our leg to the position rather than having to smush into it using the floor or an apparatus. All right. Great. Let's go on. Okay, so this exercise I saw on someone named Michael Walter's movement, his Instagram, and I really liked it because I've been working on a way, I've been trying to figure out ways to work on straddle balances, and this way seemed very helpful. So you can start with the blocks in your thighs, and what you're gonna do, so if this is already like way too much for you, that's okay. I'll show you the next variation, the easier variation right after this. But what you're gonna do is you're just gonna practice straightening your legs and bending them, and then you're gonna use your hands lightly to lift up, and then walking over and back and down. So we straighten. That's our active flexibility we just found. If you need to use your hands, use your hands. If you don't, just lift up, and then walking forward. So we switch to that like frog stretch, middle split stretch, up to our balance, and back down and bend. Okay, so if that's, you can also do this with the blocks up this way. So it's a little bit of a level up. Now, if that all seems too crazy, all that you're gonna do is you can do this, so say my middle split is only this big. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my blocks far in front of me, and I'm just gonna push up and over, and then tip my pelvis down and back. So from the side, it's gonna look like a little baby twerk. So I'm gonna shift up into my middle split, and then just tuck my pelvis and tip it back. You should feel a pretty deep stretch all throughout your inner thighs and hips after doing that. But let's go ahead and I'll do a variation of this exercise. And again, if any of this seems crazy, just go back to the last stretch that you loved and do that again. Okay, so we're sitting nice and tall, legs extend. We lift up and balance, shift forward and up and down. And legs straighten, pushing up and forward and down and up, and lift, and forward, and up, and down, and straighten, and lift, and forward, and up. So we're just practicing rolling through our different middle split variations. And over, and up. Okay, so we've done a handful of these. If that felt great, keep going with that. If you want to level it up, you can move your blocks out to your feet. Let's just scoot back so you can see a little better. Just scoot your legs back to your feet. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to lift up and over. Hey, I need to move my blocks out a little more. But you're going to lift up and over and then back. Yeah, so if you can do this with minimal use of your hands, that's ideal. But you can use your hands a little bit. Again, if this seems like too much, go back to what we did before. And up, and over and up, and over and up, and over and up, and over and up. Let's do two more. And over and up. And over and up. Okay, cool. Shake your legs out. I'm just gonna see, I see a comment, so I'm gonna check on it. Baby twerk, yes. All right. Okay, moving on. Maybe your legs feel like jello, I sure hope so. What we're going to do now is we're going to try to do a little balance. So, variations on that will include a handful of things. So, if you already have a split balance, or you're very close to having a split balance, or you have a full split in your straddle, what you're going to do is you're going to play with variations of this, where you can start with the blocks under your thighs and just come up and hold. Yeah? And then you can start to move the blocks out further and further and hold, hold, hold. If that all is too much, that's okay. What you're gonna do is you're gonna stay in your regular straddle, and you're just gonna use your hands a little bit to lift off slightly. Squeeze, engage, see if you can take a little weight out of your hands, and then slowly lower down, yeah? It will feel like a lot, so start gently. If you haven't done this kind of like split levitation thing ever before, if you have and you are ready, let's go for a nice straddle balance, okay? So, blocks under, sitting up tall. Find your distance, and we balance for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, we're gonna try that again. Yeah, it's a little different than doing it in the air, so you may find things are different. That's cool, we're learning. All right, we're gonna lift up, and we go up. Balance, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gonna do it again for 5 more seconds. Here we go, and lifting, and holding, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool, shake that out. Woo! All right, so split should feel pretty open. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do some extended holds. So you can have, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do an uneven split on one side and then on the other side. Using my blocks, I'm gonna stack 2 blocks on one leg, and then I'm gonna fold forward. If you don't wanna use your blocks, and or this all seems like too much, what you can do is, if you were doing the frog variation, you can go to your frog, you're gonna stick your leg out, and you're just gonna slide one leg into a split, yeah? So it's gonna be a nice deeper stretch for one side. Again, only go as far as you feel comfortable. We don't wanna feel any sharp pains or anything like that. Before we do this, grab a quick sip of water. I'm gonna grab my timer, and we're gonna go right into this for a longer hold. See you in a second. All right, here we go. Stacking those blocks up. We're setting up that uneven frog. We're gonna hold this for 1 minute, and then we're gonna do the other side. On your marks, get set, and go. Okay, dropping the pelvis down, squeezing your glutes to power through it. Think about the happiest thing you can. Here in New York, the sky is blue. That is good news. It doesn't look too dreary outside. We're healthy enough to be moving our bodies. We have space. Yeah, it's good. We're halfway through this side. Enjoy. Sinking in. Good, we have 20 more seconds. You can do this. Deep breaths. All right, we are at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come out. Woo, be gentle as you come out. Now, switch to the other leg. Give you a second to move the blocks around, move your body around. Don't worry, we will stretch out your glutes. I don't want to leave you stranded like this. Take a moment for yourself. All right, we're gonna go on to the next side. So again, if you're in that frog, just extend your other leg out. If you're just doing a regular split, stick with it. And if you're doing an uneven split with blocks, let's go. All right, on your marks. Get set, go. So if this is your first time joining, we do all kinds of classes. I teach conditioning for the apocalypse every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. That's a full body, just fun workout, lots of dumb jokes. We keep moving pretty fast, so it's like a nice, you'll be sweating by the end for sure. I know I am. So we do that Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. On Sunday, I offer some classes on Zoom. That's TheraBand Together, which focuses on your rotator cuff, smaller muscles that you might use for aerial, and then we'll target some other parts of the body as well as the arms and shoulders. Maybe one body part per week. We're at 10 seconds, guys. And then followed by that, I teach pull-ups for the plague, which is like if you have a pull-up bar, just how to get as many pull-ups, use your technique and power could come on out of this one. And then also on Sundays, I teach this class, splitting up together, but only on Zoom. So that allows me to give you feedback. So I also teach this on Thursdays. So tomorrow at the same time, but only on Zoom. So if you like this class and you want to do more and you want feedback, go ahead and send me a DM and we can arrange for you to be on the Zoom. There's a donation required for that because it has a class maximum. Okay, so we're still going. Don't let my announcements fool you. We are at 2:36, 8. Amazing. We have 20 minutes. So let's go ahead and we're gonna bust out those sliders. If you have the cardboard for your carpet or just your socks on a hardwood floor. Okay, we're gonna move into some regular splits, front and back splits, and then we'll come back if we have time to touch on our straddle one more time. Don't want to leave you totally unbalanced though. So what I'm doing is I'm rolling up my mat and I'm setting it on my wooden floor. So I have a little cushion for my knee. Yeah, if you, you can use anything as a cushion in your house, like a pillow. I'm sure we can all find something. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my blocks next to me. And I'm going to come onto one knee. You can see me, yes, good. Okay, I'm going to come onto one knee. First of all, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tuck my pelvis under. So you can see I'm squeezing my glutes. I'm tucking it under like a dog with its tail between its legs, not back leg. Hey, look at this. Yeah, so nice and under. That's gonna give me a nice hip flexor stretch in my back leg side. Yeah. Cool, we're just gonna chill here for a moment before we really dive into those hamstrings of our front leg. Okay. Lean it back if you can, but only hinging back from the hip flexor, so we're really waking this up. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 1 minute of this exercise, which I'll show you. So you can have your blocks by your side. You're gonna straighten your front leg. You're just gonna slide out as far as you can, keeping those hips square. And then you're gonna pull back in. So ideally, you don't really use the blocks for much. You just mostly use your active flexibility. But if you can, if you need to use the blocks, go ahead and use the blocks and pull up, yeah? Okay, we're going for 1 minute on this side, then we'll do the other side. On your marks, get set, and go. Start sliding. Yeah, it's important to keep your hips square. More important than how deep you go is how square you go. Bonus points for keeping your back heel in line with your back butt, yeah, and your glutes, so that you know that you're not square if your foot starts to pivot, because that means your hips are opening this way. Keep on going. We're a little bit under halfway through. And down. If you don't have a slider or any kind, you can just go ahead and stretch forward like this. It's going to help you open up those hamstrings. And up. Yeah, this kind of sliding on the floor is really helpful for your split balances, right? So if you had your foot in silks or struts, you would slide down in the air just like this, right? So you ideally want to be able to do this without the blocks, yeah, so that you can go down in the air and get back up. Okay, we did 1 minute on this side. We're going to switch to the other side. Let's go ahead and start with that hip flexor stretch first. Tuck that pelvis under. Lengthen through your torso. So we're engaging my core. I'm squeezing my butt. And I'm leaning slightly back so I can really open my hip flexor. If you're not feeling this, think about bringing your back hip forward and tucking it under. Almost everyone should feel this if you're doing it right. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and set the timer. We're going to do 1 minute of sliding. On your marks, get set, and go. Again, start square. Be nice and honest with yourself. And then try to challenge yourself. Cool. Okay, we're halfway through this side. Notice where your front foot is going. So if it's going way out to the side, try to even it in front of you. So your train tracks, your legs are 2 parallel lines. Okay, we have 10 seconds left, so make that last slide count. Awesome, we made it. Good, okay. Woo, stretch those out a little bit. And great, we have about 16 more minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a front split. So you can choose to do an over split or regular split on each side. If you're going to use an oversplit, go ahead and get your blocks ready. If not, go ahead and get your blocks ready for the sides of you. So I'm going to set my mat back up. All right, this is going to be a 2-minute split on either side. Okay, just so we can really get into this shape, yeah? Okay, so if I'm doing a regular split, my blocks are right by my hips. My torso is vertical. So I'm not leaning forward because then I lose the stretch in the back leg, so it's not as beneficial. I'm just gonna go ahead and go straight down. So if this is my split, cool, no worries, stay here, chill. Yeah, and then if you can keep going, keep that back hip driving forward, you're gonna go all the way down. Okay, so that'll be your full split. Practice your shifting side to side here. And, okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do the first minute in a regular split and then the second minute of this hold in an over split, okay? You can choose, pick your poison. All right. On your marks, get set, and split. Okay, so just start off by shifting slightly side to side. Find which parts of your hamstrings are the tightest, yeah? Notice if you're leaning forward, try to make yourself upright by squeezing those glutes. Okay, we are about 30 seconds in, so it just starts to square off. And now we're going to try to do a little levitation here. So try to just lift up slightly and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly lower all the way down. Okay, we have 10 more seconds in this minute. So if you're going on to the oversplit variation, you're gonna do that in 5 seconds. If not, just stay tight, hang there. Well, really hang loose, right? What you're supposed to do. Then let's go ahead and put those blocks if you're using them. Just sneak them under your heel. Very gracefully, like me. Yep, and we go down. Oversplit should be a challenge. You should be hovering a little bit if you want to push yourself. All right, doing great. We have 35 seconds left. Wherever you are, engage your core, squeeze your glutes, and try to sink in deeper. Square off more. All right, we have 20 seconds left. We can make it. Keep breathing. We are at 10 seconds. Push in, push in, push in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, gently ease your way out of that stretch. And notice that one leg probably feels very different from the other. Wiggle them out. And we're gonna go on to the other side, okay? All right. Resetting the timer. Reset your legs. Hop on up, get your blocks where you need them. Try to do the same variation on the other side so you can keep your body even. If that's not possible, just be sure to push yourself equally so that you're challenging both sides. All right, on your marks. Get set and split. Good, pull that back hip forward. Lift up tall through your head. Square your hips up, relax your shoulders. Straighten your front leg especially. Shifting just gently side to side, easing into those hamstrings. Find what's tightest. Okay, we're gonna go for a little hover here. So wherever you are, try to lift up using your muscles to squeeze your legs together and hover for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. All right. In about 5 seconds, we're gonna go for our oversplits if that's what we're working on. So get your blocks ready. Get ready for your graceful mount, and here we go. All the way up and on. And sink back into that oversplit. Go ahead and stretch it out. Body is vertical. Glutes squeeze to help you pull down. Drive that front leg down. Keep your hips square if you can. It's hard to oversplit. They will open a little bit, but want to dream that they're square. Cool, we have about 30 seconds left here. So really lengthen up, sink down, keep breathing. Awesome, we're at 20 seconds, you can make it. Okay, we've got 14 seconds. Doing great, I'm sure. And we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, gently ease your way out of that. All right. Cool. We did our splits. We have 10 more minutes of class. So, because we can, I want to offer you another straddle exercise, and then we're going to go ahead and stretch our glutes excessively because we squeeze them a lot. Okay, now, this stretch is going to be so get your strap if you have it, and what you're going to do is you're going to stand next to a wall. I'm going to wrap this around my leg. So I'm actually just like weaving it through itself to make a little choke, is what we call this in rigging. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice lifting my leg up to the side. So I'm going to actively use the flexibility we gained at the beginning of class, right? So maybe we lift here, and then we're going to practice lifting up with the strap. You can also lift your leg with your hand. You can also put the strap behind your head and stay there. You can also do this whole thing laying down on the floor, which will look like this. Yeah, pulling, wrapping, and going, yeah? So if you need the strap to get a hold of your leg, please use it. That will be if your leg is not within reaching height of your arm, like up here. So use your strap to pull your leg up. As we go, we're going for this externally rotated, so bottom of the foot is facing forward. And what we're basically going to do is work on our standing Y scale today. Using your strap or your hand, we're going to lift up. You can balance off the wall if you face sideways to it. Lift your leg up. If you can reach your opposite arm across, reach it and go ahead and give it a pull. Yeah? Just going to hang out here. If you can take your other hand out, go for that. Yeah. So if you find yourself leaning and dropping your hip forward, try to lower your leg and square your hips down slightly, yeah? So we're here, yeah? Now, I'm going to take one hand off, and I'm going to try to take the other hand off, and I'm going to try to leave my leg exactly where it is. We're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, rotate, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly lower. Same thing on the other side. You may feel this a lot in your standing leg as well as your working leg. That's great as well. Okay, pick your variation. So either your strap to pull up your leg, your hand to pull up your leg, using the wall for balance if you need. Okay? Lifting up tall. Rotate that heel forward. So your leg is going to be slightly in front of you, not directly to the side, but slightly in front of you as you come to pick it up. Standing up tall, so we're not just sinking into our spine. We can take our opposite hand over and reach up, stretching up tall. You can extend your arm out for balance. And good, slowly. Oh, sorry, stay up there. And we're gonna stay with our leg at this height for 10 seconds. Letting go at your max height, wow, for 10, 9, 8, 7, rotate that heel forward, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, slowly lower. Shake it out. Woo! Okay, now we have 6 minutes left, so let's stretch our glutes. Okay, we're gonna sit down on our mats. It's gonna be amazing. You can take your block if you would like. You don't need to. But you're going to put your foot, you're going to cross your foot over your other leg, yeah? My ankle is far over my knee so that I'm not torquing into the sickle of my foot, but I'm flexing my foot to be sure it's clear of my leg. I'm going to grab my inside leg and pull it towards me. Now, I have pretty tight glutes, so if you don't feel a stretch here, make sure first of all both of your hips are on the floor, and then you can add a little block in to give it a little deeper stretch. I am going to do it without the block. I find it a little easier to manage without the block, but some people find it easier with the block. So go ahead and squeeze your knee towards your chest. And breathing. Yeah. You should feel this. My right leg is crossed over, so I'm feeling it a lot in my right glutes. So just squeeze here. And then just listen up. What we're going to do in 1 second is I'm going to push my leg as if I'm kicking my right leg down. Like imagine this one's kicking down. But I'm going to keep squeezing with my arms to close it into my chest. So we're going to fight ourselves for 15 seconds. So we go for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. We're just like wrestling in place. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then pull that leg all the way into your chest. Really feel it open up. Take some huge deep breaths here. Just relax. Circle your ankle a few times. Be sure it's not sliding onto your quad. And then gently come out of that one. Shake it out, and we'll do the other side. Cross it over. Make sure your ankle is over the side so it's not torquing in. You're gonna grab your bottom leg underneath. Yeah. And you're gonna pull that leg towards your chest. Just enjoy the stretch. Alright, we're gonna stay here for a few more seconds and then we're gonna start that little battle with ourselves where our leg is kicking out and our arms are pulling in. And we basically stay in place while we generate a lot of heat. Then our arms are gonna win. We're gonna do this for 15 seconds. On your marks. Get set, and 15, 14, really kick, 12, 11, 10, 9, fight, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and arms win. Pull it into your chest more. Good, just chill. Big breaths. So if you like this class and you have income still, donations are deeply appreciated. My Venmo is the same as my Instagram handle, Ariel Alisa. And if you can't donate, please share this with other people if you liked it. Maybe they will donate, or maybe they will share it with more people. And anyway, the most important thing is that you participate, that you enjoy, that you get something out of it. It really means a lot to me to see that you're here enjoying. If you want a permanent link to this, I offer those for $10. And I believe Instagram's about to kick me off, so go ahead and shake out those legs and give yourself a thank you for participating, for moving your body for an hour of your life. Just go ahead and stretch out your neck in case you're holding any tension there. But thank you, and have an amazing day, and we'll see you at the next class. Bye.